It started with a dream to bring back the golden age of text adventures, not just as a tribute to the past, but as a bold new frontier. For I am the Venture Weaver.
Good day, everyone. Today, I'd like for you all to close your eyes for just a moment and imagine a world unlike anything you've seen before. You can't actually see it. This world lives entirely in your imagination, crafted word by word, sentence by sentence, until you're standing in the middle of a sprawling labyrinth, filled with mystery and wonder. This world is called the Labyrinth of Time's Edge, and it's my life's work, quite literally. It all started over 30 years ago. I was a young gamer fascinated by stories and worlds conjured nothing from stunning visuals, from simple text on a old computer screen. Games like Zork and Planetfall by Infocom didn't just entertain me, they reshaped my understanding of storytelling. Suddenly, the player was no longer a passive recipient, but an active participant. I wondered, could I create something like that myself? So, armed with a copy of QBasic, I programmed a language from the late 80s. I began what I never expected to become a decades long odyssey. People often ask me, why QBasic? I get comments all the time from people, why QBasic? The simple answer is accessibility and simplicity. QBasic was at the time wildly available, easy to learn, and yet powerful enough to let one's own imagination run wild. There was something beautiful about its limitations that forced me to innovate, crafting detailed stories and environments within tight technical boundaries. Interactive fiction relies purely on words, and this became my greatest tool. In the Labyrinth of Time's Edge, immersion comes not from visuals, but from meticulously crafted descriptions. When you enter a room, say the eerie sunken field, every detail from the stillness of the trees to the faint scent of perfume draws you deeper into the story. Each room, each character, each puzzle contributes to an atmosphere where players become fully immersed, seeing scenes vividly within their minds, unique to every individual who enters. In creating characters, dialogue becomes crucial. Adventures depend heavily on meaningful interactions. Take, for instance, the mysterious wanderer Ashmay. Cryptic warnings and fragmented history encourage the players to reflect, to reconsider, and to speculate. Characters in my game are designed not merely as puzzle props or just someone to talk to when you don't know what to do, but they're living stories. Another memorable character is the Hunchback, a shadowy figure in the time-bound spiral, whose cryptic advice is both unsettling and vital. Each interaction is carefully written to build suspense, curiosity, and emotional investment. In text adventures, puzzles aren't just obstacles. There's stuff to do. They're, in many words, integral storytelling mechanics. Solving puzzles in the Labyrinth of Time's Edge isn't necessary. You don't need it. You could follow the story, go defeat the evil queen, go defeat the witch, go defeat the dragon, do this, do that, and you'll beat the game. With 800 rooms, you will beat the game. But I figured, why even put those boundaries up there? Why? Why make confusing puzzles? Why make confusing, you know, rhythms and rhymes and riddles and all that stuff? Like, why? So when I began this journey, I envisioned perhaps a few thousand rooms. Heck, maybe in even 10,000. I'm quite surprised I'm almost at the 2,500 mark. The world expanded organically as I grew older, drawing inspiration from personal experiences, dreams, literature, and history. Locations like the withered orchard or the time-wound spiral evolved as symbolic representations of personal reflections, philosophical questions, and emotional states. In a way, the labyrinth became a living journal of my life's journey. The greatest beauty of interactive fiction is the player's co-authorship. In the Labyrinth of Time's Edge, players' choices profoundly shape the story. Now you can, like I said earlier, you can kill the evil witch and beat the game. But you don't have to kill the evil witch to beat the game. So why even bother killing the witch and following the main story? Why not go out into the vast landscape of the world and go explore it for yourself? It's like a movie where the good guy beats the bad guy and that's the credits, but you never really see what happens after the credits. So why not go into that world and find out for yourself just what it's really like? Of course, this journey wasn't without struggles. QBasic, though powerful, presented limitations. Memory management, parser complexities, and sheer scale were constant hurdles, yet each challenge became an opportunity to innovate creativity. Overcoming them taught me resilience, perseverance, and resourcefulness, skills that transcended game development, influencing my entire life. In an era of dazzling graphics and billion-dollar gaming franchises, why would anyone care about a game made entirely of text? Well, that the answer lies in our own fundamental love of stories. Interactive fiction continues to captivate because it respects and engages imagination more deeply than graphics ever could. Modern titles are just so boring and bland. Everything's about making a dollar. Well, with the Labyrinth of Time's Edge proves that good storytelling doesn't need cutting edge visuals. It needs heart, creativity, and authenticity. And plus, it's free. After 3 decades, I've come to understand that this Labyrinth is more than a game, it's a legacy. A message to future creators that profound storytelling is always within reach. It doesn't require vast budgets or teams, it requires passion and patience and a willingness to dream. My hope for the Labyrinth of Times is just to inspire others to return to the essence of storytelling, to rediscover imagination's power, and perhaps even create their own worlds out of text and dreams. So, as you open your eyes now, remember that you've glimpsed a world crafted entirely through words and imagination. My invitation to you is simple: pick up your lantern, step into the labyrinth, and see what your own story takes you. Thank you.